Hello everyone and welcome to Lovella's Coloring. How are you guys doing? I do hope that you are all doing well. So I was contacted by the lovely lady named Sia, who is from the ParKoo company, and she offered to send me their 48 set of dual tip art markers that also includes a blender marker to try them out and to do this review for them. So these markers are alcohol based, so they will, like other alcohol based markers, bleed through your coloring book pages. So if you do use them, just make sure that you have like a cardstock or a plastic sheet behind the page you're coloring to protect the next page behind it. So like I said, these are alcohol based markers. In the back of this container it says again alcohol based. It is quick drying. It's also waterproof, which I didn't know, and I don't know if I want to test it, but that's cool to know. It's also non-toxic. It's smear proof, which is great, and fade resistant. So other information about the dual tip art markers that ideal for drawing, coloring, sketching, doodling, illustrating, detail marking, and more. So they also give you a warning sign that it's not suitable for children under the age of 3. They also gave little tips about recapping the pen tightly after each use and to store them in a horizontal position. There is a color card that is included in this marker set, and it's good to just leave in this case for, you know, like if you're traveling and stuff. So it also says that when using the pen, the alcohol-based ink may emit a low odor, so that is normal. Like if you use Sharpie, that has a really strong odor, and that one, you know, I immediately can smell, same as the big marking. My lemon shake, kind of, you know, there is an odor, but not as heavy as the Sharpie. These ParKoo markers are the same. When I was using them and coloring with them, there was a slight odor, but it wasn't like strong like the Sharpie or anything like that. And I forgot to say, in the back here it gives you the ParKoo website there. The markers arrived with this container wrapped in bubble wrap, and then it also fit comfortably in its own cardboard box, and then that box was sent in an Amazon box to my house. So it's just great to receive this, especially knowing that it's in a plastic container, that it arrived with like no cracks or anything on it. It arrived perfect. So as you can see, the blender marker is the one that you see at the top of this container, of the lid, and this container also has a handle, plastic handle, to carry it if you're traveling somewhere. Right there. I think it's a really cute and effective case to keep your markers in order. It has like a little clip thing here, I don't know what you call it, but you just pull it down and then it opens up right there. I actually had the markers all facing one way, but they can easily turn around. But what I like about this container is that it keeps all of your markers in order. So I have them already in marker order. On Amazon, there is a picture of these markers put together in color order. So I'll put it up right here. And you can see, you know, like I might change it and just put it in those color orders. But if you like to pick out your markers just by the color their caps, you can do it that way. I like to swatch my markers out, so I just keep them all in order. And yeah, the reason why I like the plastic case is because it keeps it all nice and neat compared to like the cloth containers for like my Lemon markers. Even though I try to keep them all in order, every time I open it up it's still jumbled, and I'm still like taking time trying to find where the color is, or the marker that I'm trying to find and use. So I hope I explained myself correctly. I can't remember. Yeah, so just having it like this, it's already in order. I just have to say I'm looking for a color, it's right there, baby blue. Oh, there it is, right? And it stays straight. There's like little see in there, little slots for your markers to sit in. So earlier I said that there was a color swatch included in this set, so here it is. On the card it says ParKoo dual tip art marker, and then the website, and then you have the list of all the markers. So I use the broad side, the chisel side tip, to swatch this, just to make sure that it's juicy and it's working and everything. So you can see all the nice and vibrant colors. For me, they have a lot of grays, browns, some purples, blues, greens, reds, some flesh colors. The color that's missing for me is the color orange, like a true orange. I guess the closest would be French vermilion, but it's closer to the red than it is to yellow. So yeah, I think that's the only color I think is missing in this set. But I think these swatch card, having this in your container, is a great way to take it with you, especially if you're going to travel. I mean, you can put it like this, I guess, right? But when you close it up, just stick it in between your colorless blender right there, and it closes easily. Right, and there's some stuff that were written in the back of the swatch card. Let me go ahead and pull that out. So in the back, they gave you some dual tip art marker facts. So it says, can I blend the colors of these markers? It says, yes, you can easily blend and layer different colors without worrying about leaving streaks behind. The free blender will be a good help. And it says, I got a dried out pen upon arrival. They say to contact their customer service. A free replacement will be on its way to you. And then here's a question: would you recommend these for adult coloring books, or will it bleed through profusely? These are great for adult coloring book. And it says, honestly, any marker will bleed through. Our suggestion would be to put a couple pieces of papers behind the page you're coloring so it doesn't bleed through to the next page, which I already said earlier in the video. And it says, there's another question: do these markers dry out fast? These markers do not dry out fast. Please always recap them the moment they are not in use. So I'm sure it's gonna dry out as if you use it a lot, but I don't think it'll dry out. Or I think they're trying to say that it's not going to dry out like a couple uses of the markers. So I'll just put this back in here. So I said that, like with the swatch card, I used the chisel tip of the marker to swatch this. I use the other tip of the marker let me put this to the side, to do a swatch in my book. So I'll go ahead and share that with you. So here is what the colors look like. I can fit it all in there. Maybe if I do it this way. There we go. Move this one off to the side a little bit. So yeah, so you can see lots of nice browns, greens, and blues, a couple purples, pinks, reds, some flesh color, and again, the closest thing to orange is the French vermilion. But that's my only thing with this set, is just that there isn't a orange. I would probably switch out like maybe a blue gray for the orange, because you already have like cool grays and some warm gray. Or maybe take out one of the browns, like a burnt orange or the burnt sienna, one or the other, because they are slightly similar. Yeah, but I wanted to do a swatch on here, also, to test out, to make sure that the markers are working and are not dried out, but also to make sure, like, I know what the colors are for each of the markers for when I use it to color in Amazon printed books. And so I just have it all in one, all my markers and stuff. So yeah, so these are really lovely colors. They're so vibrant, and the markers are just so juicy, and you don't see really any any lines or anything because it's alcohol marker. But you know, if it's running out, you're going to start seeing like streaks in the color. So let me go ahead and move this aside. We'll take a look at one of the markers. So I'll go ahead and pull out the French Vermilion, which is number 22. Is it clear? There you go. So it says right over here, there's the fine point right over here. I believe all the fine has the gray line on that side of the marker, and then on the right side it'll have the broad chisel tip, which doesn't have the gray line. So then it also has the ParKoo brand, and then it says art marker. So let me go ahead and open this for you. So here is what the tip looks like. Let me go ahead and compare it to the Le Maché. It's the same color, French Vermilion, and I'll go ahead and share what that tip looks like. So here it is. So you can see that the tip for the ParKoo is a little bit longer. There's more of a tip, I think, compared to the Le Maché. And as I was coloring with the ParKoo markers, the tips were stiff, but it wasn't scratchy. Not to me. I mean, when I was using it, it wasn't that scratchy or anything. I didn't notice it. It was just a smooth coloring throughout, and which I'll show you later on which page I colored. And then on the other side is the chisel tip, or the broad tip. You can see they're really tight when you you know when your cap is closed all the way and it snaps. I did the other side. So there, I know I have some markers. I think they were like the oblong shaped marker. Whenever I close it, sometimes it feels a little bit loose. So this is nice that it gives you a snap to know that it's closed all the way. So here's the broad tip for the ParKoo. I'll show you the one for the Le Maché. They're about the same size. You can tell that this is really, really juicy though. About the same. So I'll go ahead and put this away. So as I was, when I opened it, there was barely any odor for me. And I'm really sensitive to like odor, especially the Sharpies. So these, I mean, I know there's like a tinge, but it wasn't so much that I noticed it right away. So yeah, so these are the markers. Really nice. Yeah, I don't know if I said it earlier, but yeah, I had it all set one way, but then my husband and my youngest son Mason were looking at it earlier, and then they were taking it out, sticking it back in, and so now everything's just like everywhere. So I wanted it to look like nice and neat for you guys, but it's okay. So just put the colorless blender right on top, and you can close it up easily. So let me go ahead and share with you the coloring I did with these ParKoo dual tip art markers. So I did a page out of Mystery Colors. This is illustrated by Joe Bartos. And the page I colored is this one, which is the little kitty cat, little kitten. And yeah, so I was able to match some of the colors. I believe the brown was a little more red than it should be, but it's okay. You know, it makes it a lot more original because it's colored by numbers. So everyone will have like the same. So just by having it slightly different kind of makes it my own. And yeah, you can see there's barely any like streaking. The streaking over here was because as I was coloring, I was going to outline all the way somewhere, and then I realized that it was all blue, so I like stopped and then continued on. But that's pretty much all the streaking that you'll see. Oh, over here too. I think I didn't realize there was more twos over there. But you know, it is alcohol markers, so with these thin lines you'll end up with the ink spreading. But it's okay because, you know, when you're looking at it from afar, you don't really notice those things, especially when it's all colored in. And I really love how vibrant and pretty the colors are. And you can see the back. Even the back looks nice. You can see where I stopped and go. But it's not as noticeable when you see all this and you look at the front. Can't really tell that much. So yeah, it was a lot of fun coloring with the ParKoo markers. They're basically the same as the Lemon markers, which I forgot to mention earlier. Let me go ahead and pull out the vermilion here. So when you see the color names and the number, they're both the same. So the ParKoo markers have the same number and color name as my Lemon marker. But you know, I always swatch my markers, no matter if they have the same name and number, or even if they're the same brand. If I get another ParKoo, I would also swatch it, because just because they're the same brands or they have the same name and number, there is a slight difference. There can be a slight difference in the color, or it can be a drastic difference, which you don't want to have, especially if you're like midway coloring an area and your pen is drying out, so you decide to use another one that has the same name and number, or even, you know, like the same brand. Yeah, you don't want to find out while you're coloring that it's like a different color. So yeah, that's just, you know, something I found out recently. I just want to let you guys know. So overall, I am pretty happy to use these markers for coloring. They are a great addition as backups to my 168 set of Lemon markers, especially, you know, when they both carry the same name and number, or color name and color numbers. But again, you know, swatch your markers just to make sure that the colors are at least close enough in color before using them both for like the same area. I really like how the case makes it easy to contain your markers, keep them all lined up, so it's easy to find and faster to find. And the markers were very juicy to use, and to me they don't have that much of an odor, which is a big plus for me. And yeah, again, you know, I don't know if it's just because I'm getting used to the smell of alcohol markers or what, but yeah, it just, the odor is just not so distracting. So as a set on its own, they do have a lot of beautiful vibrant colors, but you know, I think they could have used at least one true orange. I would probably switch out like the blue gray for an orange. Let's see, so like this blue gray, or maybe one of the browns like I said earlier. But you know, if you're like me, you probably have an orange marker somewhere. And in keeping with the same brand, the ParKoo permanent markers that I reviewed a month or two ago comes with a true orange. So this one. So I can always mix this in with this case of markers. I could probably just like take out this blue gray, just stick in that orange. So if I'm traveling and I'm doing color by numbers, all the colors are in here that I need, I can just bring this set, close it up, and bring it with me. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take it out though. Put this one in here. Another thing, this 49 set of dual tip marker is ParKoo's small set. So the 49 set, so there's 49. I think they say 48 plus 1 because 48 is an even number. I think it's a lot easier. So anyways, this set is the smaller set, and they do have a bigger set which has 80 colors, and it does come in a plastic casing like this, and it's just bigger. The price for this 49 set on Amazon is $19.99, and the 80 set is $29.99, and I believe the 80 set is the 80 set currently has a $2 coupon for it. So yeah, so that's it. That's my review. I hope I didn't leave anything out. So I want to thank you all for watching my review for the ParKoo 48 dual tip markers with a colorless blender. I will leave the link to the ParKoo page on Amazon, plus the link to the markers down below in the video description. And I want to thank ParKoo and to Sia for kindly sending me these markers to review. Again, thank you all for watching. Please take care, keep safe and healthy, and I'll see you all at my next video. Happy colorings.